Hello and welcome to Iconicake. Today we're going to be making vanilla extract, which is an ingredient that adds that delicious complexity to a lot of sweet baked goods. Since I produce my own vanilla extract, I'll show various beans from 20 different countries to give you an idea of how much difference a bean from each country can make. I'm going to make an international vanilla cocktail today, so let's get started. So while I'm showing the different types of vanillas from different countries, I'm also going to explain a bit about the process. So which vanilla bean should you choose? Well, the Madagascar vanilla beans are traditionally used to make vanilla extract because it's just produced in a much bigger scale due to its creamy and full-bodied flavor that we all know and recognize. Like coffee, the quality of the bean has the single greatest impact on the final product. I tend to choose the highest quality beans that are plump and just moist, such as the grade A vanillas, because they're just so oily and packed with so much flavor. The more oil they have, the better. And the reason why I like the grade A vanilla beans more is because it has a second life after the extraction process. You can either soak it in alcohol again to make more extract, make vanilla sugar, turn it into vanilla paste, or even dry it up and grind it and make it into vanilla powder. So the first choice you need to make is to choose a vanilla bean from a country of your choice, and each bean from each region has its own flavor profile reflective of the soil and climate where it was grown, from rich and fruity to dark, smoky, creamy, and buttery. So when you purchase your vanilla beans, you'll always have that flavor profile written beside it. But because of how vanilla has become so rare, it is a bit pricey, especially if you're going for rarer vanilla beans. After slicing each bean in half and checking out the seeds, checking its moisture content, I actually had a few favorites. So my most favorite bean would be the Tahiti vanilla bean, the grade A quality. It was just so oily, plump, it had so much to offer. It would just be a fantastic bean to use in an extract, so that's my number one. My number two favorite was the Marquesas Island. It was just so pliable and it was also just as oily. The reason why it fell to number two is because it's a rare vanilla bean, therefore it's very expensive. And my third favorite was actually the Costa Rica vanilla bean because it was also really big and it had a lot of bean in it, and it's also expensive because it is one of the rarest beans in the world. So I would say those three are my favorites from everything that I've tried, and I strongly recommend that you check out the timeline in the description below to see how they look like, to get an idea. But in general, the Madagascar, all the other vanilla beans were just, as I would say, not as fabulous. They're just as good to make vanilla extract, but you would end up needing more vanilla beans to get to that kind of quality because the moisture content from a Madagascar bean that everyone uses is not the same as the beans that I described. So it boils down to what you want. Though there are hacks to speed up the process by using pre-made vanilla extract, I'm going to show the old school method of making them with patience and time and love. So if you don't have any of those characteristics, get out of here. Just kidding. For this recipe, you'll need at least 12 good months to allow the beans to diffuse its flavor into the liquid, and believe me, it's worth waiting for. While I'm showing you the various beans, I'll also explain the different strengths. Now, there is the single, double, and triple fold vanilla. Single fold is standard, so it's similar to the vanilla strength like the one that you would find in an average grocery store. Double fold vanilla is basically double the strength of vanilla and has a lot more flavor, so a little goes a long way. And finally, triple fold vanilla, as the name indicates, is triple the strength. You will hardly find triple vanilla extract anywhere though because of how expensive it is, but this goodness is pretty much made for the gods. The flavor is just heavenly, and if you're a big lover of vanilla like me, you'll never get enough of this stuff. To make single fold vanilla extract, you'll need 1 ounce of vanilla beans and 8 ounces of 70 to 100 proof alcohol, such as vodka. Though brandy, whiskey, or even rum would be equally delicious. I've tried it with brandy before and it's amazing. But if you're looking for something neutral and just pure, vodka is the way to go. For double fold vanilla, you'll need 2 ounces of vanilla beans and 8 ounces of alcohol, and for triple strength, you'll need 3 ounces of vanilla bean in the same amount of alcohol. The recipe for this is in the description below. Alright, the moment you've been waiting for. Let's finally make the vanilla extract. I recommend using a glass bottle or jar so the extract is well preserved during the process. Plastic won't work because it's very porous, and the extract will slowly lose its strength over time because it has a low oxygen barrier. You'll also need a scale. Never go by the number of beans because, like you saw, each country has a different type of bean. Like they have different moisture content, they have different lengths, they have different thicknesses, so they have different weights. So if you add less beans, you'll end up with just flavored liquor, and that would just be a disappointment and you'll be very sad. So that's something to avoid. And now there are 2 ways to drench the beans in alcohol. Some people prefer to slice the bean in the middle to expose the seeds to speed up the process and get the most out of the bean. And others prefer the lazy method where they toss in the beans just as they are and call it a day. I simply like to combine both techniques. So what I do is cut off each end of the bean and split the ends. You don't have to split the ends. It's just an extra step that I like to do because I just prefer to get the most out of my beans and toss the middle part of the bean without slitting through it. This way, as the bean soaks up the alcohol over time, the seeds will simply slide through the bean like a straw with a little squeeze if I ever need the seeds. So look at that. You get the best of both worlds. Both the caviar and the extract from the same jar. Give it a shake every other month and you'll have extract that will never go bad. The vanilla beans will feel very slimy over time, but that's 100% normal after sitting in alcohol for months. After 12 months, you can remove the beans, but by removing the beans and the seeds, keep in mind that it means your vanilla extract will not continue to extract. It'll just stop there and you would have reached your maximum sweetness from the beans. However, by leaving the beans and the seeds in, your vanilla extract will continue to become sweeter as time goes on, and I still have extracts that are more than 10 years old and still going strong. So it's something to consider. And that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this basic and fun tutorial. I really like making vanilla extract, and I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.